Hey, Chris Bayless here from the Sponsorship Collective. Today's video is actually a short training that I did inside our private Facebook group. If you enjoy the training, check the comments below for a link to the Facebook group where we have free training every week, tons of templates, and a real community of fellow sponsorship seekers. And of course, if you want us to keep making free videos and free content like this available, give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you get updates every time we release a new video. Check it out. Hey team, very excited about today's training. Let me just make sure we're live on Facebook. If you're watching this on YouTube, by the way, you should absolutely join our Facebook group because we do trainings like this all the time. Every week, in fact. All right, so what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about the discovery meeting script or the sales meeting script, depending how you want to think about it. So what are we going to cover? I'm actually going to walk you through the exact script that we use, that I've used my entire career working in sponsorship, but also the same script that our clients use when they're talking to prospects. And if you want a copy of it, what I would like you to do is down below in the comments, just type the word discovery. That's it. And someone from my team will reach out and share it with you through Messenger. Also, I would appreciate if you gave me a thumbs up by clicking the thumbs up button. Somebody commented down below, what are these videos? They're like, is anyone else giving Chris an actual thumbs up when he's live? So while I very much appreciate that, it doesn't help the algorithm. So if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, please hit the thumbs up and drop the comment, the word discovery down below for your copy of the discovery sales script. So I'm going to walk you through the script itself. I'm going to talk through, there we go. I'm going to talk through how we use it, how I use it, how I recommend using it, and how you may choose to use it. This should feel real, unless you're a client of ours, this should feel very different to you than what you're doing, right? We are not talking about cold calling strangers and trying to sell them gold, silver, bronze packages. In fact, if you're using a gold, silver, bronze package or a tiered package, do yourself a favor, just tear it up and throw it right in the garbage and save yourself some time, because that's all your sponsors are going to be doing with it anyway. Instead, we want to have a conversation first, and it's the result of this conversation that leads to the sponsorship package. Yes, discovery meeting precedes proposal. Discovery first. So you're in a meeting, you've booked 30 minutes, whatever it is. I'm going to walk through the script. Just drop the word discovery down below, and my team will get you a copy of this script, exactly the one that I'm walking through today, exactly the one that our clients use. And make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Okay, so step one, build rapport. People buy things from people. The end. They buy it from people they know, like, and trust. So notice section 1 says build rapport. Hey, how are you? I live in Canada. The weather's always terrible here. You must live somewhere amazing. Unless you're fellow Canadian, then the weather's probably terrible where you are too, right? Like, build rapport, get to know them. Notice step 1 is build rapport, not ask these 3 questions. You know that you've built rapport with someone because you feel like you have rapport with them. So building rapport is very important. Once you feel as though you've built rapport, you want to move on. You don't want to hang out for 10 more minutes building rapport, talking about who you know and whether or not you summer at the same, your cottage is in the same place. You don't want to become too friendly. You just want to build rapport, but you must build rapport to start. Then you want to set the stage. All right, Sally, I want to be respectful of our time. We only have 30 minutes, so let's dive in. 10 minutes, whatever it is. Quick check-in. Are you still okay to go for the full 30 minutes? You want to check in and make sure first. This is called a tie down. Because if you don't ask this and they start to squirm because the sales meeting gets a bit intense, or you overcome their objections, they're going to say, oh, you know what? I totally forgot. I actually have a meeting right now. I got to bounce. So we want to ask this right away. Before we get the objection, I need to go. Hey, are you still okay for the full 30 minutes? Yep. Beautiful. So the reason for the call is to see whether or not we share common goals or a common audience, and whether or not there's potential to work together in the future. If it's okay with you, I would really love to learn about your organization, your company, what you're trying to achieve, what's working and what isn't, some of your goals in the next quarter. This is called framing the meeting. Does that work for you? You're asking permission to move on to discovery. Does that work for you? Does that sound good? Is that fair? Right? The F word. Does that sound fair? Nobody likes to be accused of being unfair, so most people will agree. Yeah, that sounds fair. Okay, cool. So just to get things going, I'd love to learn more about your target market and your ideal customer. So already you're probably thinking, wait, aren't I supposed to tell them about our history, our mission, our vision, our CEO's biography, gold, silver, bronze package, and a bunch of stuff nobody wants? No. Discovery is about them. So who's your ideal customer? By starting with audience and customer, you are telling them you understand what sponsorship really is. Sponsorship is not you give me money, I'll have it and put your logo on a sign. That's not sponsorship. I don't even know what that is, but it's not sponsorship. That is not the sponsorship marketing industry. It is not what generates results, and it's not what brands want to do. So when you start with who's your ideal customer, what do your customers value, what's important to them, what challenges are your customers facing, you send a big signal to the marketer across from you that you know, you understand the marketing game, and that you know sponsorship. So who's your ideal customer? Okay, and what do they value? Well, what's important to them? What challenges are your customers facing? Got it. And what problems do you solve for your customers? What do you want your customers to walk away thinking and doing? You always want to dig deeper. You're not interrogating. You're not just collecting answers to questions. So you want to ask back, oh, that's interesting. What do you mean by that? Oh, our customers value, they have strong family values. Interesting. What do you mean by that? I want our customers to walk away thinking they bought a good product. Interesting. What else? Right? Like you want to dig really deep. The first answer, the first level answer you get to a question is almost never the real answer in sales and marriage. And so tell me more about that. Interesting. Why do you think that is? Like, why are your customers struggling with this thing? We want to dig deep and get to those second and third level questions. Once you know who their audience is, again, you're not just asking questions for the sake of asking questions. Your goal is to dig deep to fully understand who their audience is. It's going to come up later, so it's important. Now, remember, if you want to copy this, just drop discovery down below in the comments and hit the thumbs up button. I'm going to go fast, so please listen fast, but know that you just download this whole thing and follow along later. Okay. Now you're going to identify challenges. Hey, thanks so much. I really appreciate that. I have a good sense of who your customer is. Am I right? Your ideal customer is the 40-year-old high net worth mom who lives in the suburbs, 3 kids, they play soccer, and they drive Lexus. Yeah, cool. Do I have that right? Yeah, awesome. So I'd really love to hear more about what's working and what isn't. So now we know who their audience is. This is why it's important to build rapport. So they like you, they trust you, and they're willing to go deep. I'd love to hear more about what's working and what isn't. Is that cool if we go down this path, right? Use language that's appropriate for you, but you want to be friendly. I tend to the very informal when I'm in sales meetings and sponsorship meetings, but not unprofessional. I know plenty of really good sponsorship sales folks who curse and it fits their persona. They curse on the sales call. You have to do what's right for you, what's right for your brand, and what your prospect will respond to. So I'd love to hear more about what's working and what isn't. So tell me, what metrics are you responsible for achieving? And what are your biggest problems in achieving those metrics? Oh, that's cool. So you want to sell 50 cars and that falls under your purview this quarter? Yep, cool. How are you doing? Are you on track? If you ask a question like it's normal, people will answer it. Oh, how are you doing? Are you almost there? Right. Well, the quarter's almost up. Are you going to make it? You ask questions like it's no big deal to ask them, people will answer them. What challenges are you experiencing right now in finding new customers? What kind of feedback are you getting? What marketing are you doing right now? What's working, what's not? What could be a potential solution? What have you tried? What's working well for you right now? So you want to really get deep. And then once you understand their challenges, their problems, what they're trying to achieve. So what's going to happen if you don't get 50 test drives? I'm going to have to lay off an entire department. Okay. So this is a big problem for you that needs to be solved. So then if you have this big problem and it's like people are going to lose their jobs because of this problem, what's missing from your marketing? Like, why isn't your marketing delivering in the way that you expected? Why do you think that is? What impact is this having on your goals? Then once we fully understand the problem, we fully understand the audience, then we summarize and acknowledge, i.e. diagnose. Sally, this is really interesting. I really appreciate you sharing this with me. Do you mind if I just check in really quick here to make sure I fully understand? Wait for a response. You're asking permission. Yeah. Okay, cool. So you want to sell 50 cars by April 1. And it sounds like your advertising budget isn't delivering the way it used to on radio. Specifically because people just aren't commuting anymore. And so they're just not listening to the radio in the same way. And so you're actually having trouble just getting the in front of them, connecting with them. And this is creating a problem in that you can't tell people about all your cool promotions. So they're not coming down to the car lot for a test drive. Do I have that right? You want to summarize and you want to acknowledge. Do I have that right? Yes. Perfect. So I can definitely help you connect with these people, run a cool contest or engage them in some other way to get them down to the car lot and help tell that story about your brand that you know appeals to them. Does it make sense for me to share a bit about how we work with 40-year-old high net worth moms who live in the suburbs? Silence. You have to wait for them to say yes or no. When you ask someone's permission, you don't keep talking. When you ask somebody a question or drop a price, you do not keep talking. Wait for them to say yes. Okay, cool. We focus on a sponsor's goal outcomes, first of all, and then we match it up with their target audience, right? We want to create an experience that engages audience in meaningful ways. That's what we do. That's our approach. We don't do the like stock package with a bunch of stuff you don't want. We just want to help you achieve your goals. So we actually worked with a sponsor last year who wanted X. We did Y, and it seemed to work pretty well. So for us, the focus is completely on what our sponsors are trying to achieve. And we really want to connect you to your audience. Does that make sense? Like, am I on the right track here? Yep. Cool. What else can I share with you? You still haven't presented anything to them. You're explaining to them your values. What else can I share with you? Where should we go from here? What do you want to discuss next? Silence until they say something. If they awkwardly squirm in their seat, no problem. Just be silent. Okay. So then they're going to tell you what they want to do, right? So, well, tell me more about what you do is the most likely response. How do you work with sponsors? Do you have a proposal for me? We start with discovery, which we're doing right now. And then if we both decide it's worth working together, and we'll have another conversation and then maybe deliver a proposal, we can talk in more detail. But it sounds to me like we might actually have a fit here. Do you agree? Silence. So if they say, yeah, I do think we have a fit, I do think it's worth having another conversation and going a bit deeper, kind of farther down this path. Wonderful. So let me ask you this then. What assets, what opportunities, what kind of things do you see as essential for successful in sponsorship? Logo placement. Why? Well, I want people to be aware. Great. And so when people become aware of your brand, they come and do a test drive. Right, you're going to link it back to that thing they said they wanted. Well, actually, no, that's true. They don't really. What we really need to do is get people down to the lot. Okay, cool. Well, tell me how that works. What kind of metrics should we focus on measuring? Right? Logo placement. Well, what's the metric then? How many people see it? Or would you rather measure test drives? What have you done in the past that's worked? Right? We always take a custom approach to our partnerships. So tell me some of the ideas that you have for engaging your audience that you can't do right now because the advertising isn't working for you, or digital is getting really expensive and it's just not working for you. What do you wish you could do to attract your target market? You want to dig deep. Okay. So listen, Sally, we're coming up on time. I hate to cut our conversation short. What do you think we should do for next steps? You know what they're going to say? They're going to say that. Just send me a proposal. The death kiss in sponsorship. The secret code for no thank you. Just send me a proposal. Absolutely. Right? No problem. That's the Cole Gordon response. No problem. Yeah, I'll send you a proposal. Absolutely no problem at all. So here's what I'll do. I'll put together a draft for you to review. We want them to say, just send me a proposal, so that we can lock down next steps, not so that we can submit a proposal. Remember that. Proposal doesn't come before this meeting, and it actually doesn't come after either. Okay, so I'm going to put together a draft for you to review, and then you can tell me if I'm on the right track. Yeah? Okay. So I know you mentioned X. Is there anything else that you want me to add to that proposal? Let them speak. Okay, got it. So you want to see a proposal from me designed to achieve these three outcomes. And the way you prefer to do that is through these assets and activations. And you want to measure these ROI measures. Okay, cool. Anything else? All right, we're just collecting stuff. Okay, I'm in. I'm free all day Thursday and Friday. What works best for you to jump on a quick call to review? You're not going to send them a proposal. You're going to go over the proposal in draft mode with you. They just told you they want to see one. They just told you what they want to see in it. If they're telling the truth, they should have no trouble agreeing to a meeting. Therefore, you're about to learn whether or not you had happy ears and heard that you're making a sale when you're not, or you're about to learn that your prospect really is interested in working with you. So get ready for pushback here. This is the test to see whether or not they're being polite or have real interest. Just let them speak. So if they're like, oh, I don't want to do this, just send me the proposal. Hey, like I said, everything we do is custom, which means we can hit any budget range, right? If they're like, oh, I don't have any money, I don't know what to spend. Based on our conversation and what you're trying to achieve, what range should I stay within, right? So you've agreed, you're going to put a call on the books on Thursday, Friday. You're going to go over the proposal and, hey, I told you everything we do is custom. So just tell me what budget I should hit. Well, I don't really know. Okay, well, what is this worth to you to solve? No, I don't really know. Okay, so if I put a proposal in front of you that's $500,000, could you say yes? No. Okay, so you have an upper cap. Stop me when I've hit the upper cap. 500,000, 400,000, 300,000, 200,000, 50,000, 25,000. We want them to give us a range. You're putting together a proposal for them. If they're not going to tell you what budget they have in mind to spend on this, you're just guessing. So you want to push back. Don't worry. I'll share our valuation. Now, if you're a client of ours, you'll share your valuation because we have a valuation tool. I'll share a valuation so you know I didn't just invent the number. You'll stay in control of the valuation process. You'll be part of it. I just need to know what price range you think I should be aiming for here. Well, I don't have a budget. Oh, great. That means we can do some really cool stuff, right? Because you have nothing, no caps, no parameters. You can do anything you want as long as we can show ROI. Okay, I got it all. You want to see some options in the $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $100,000 range, whatever it is. Amazing. So that I can invite the right people on my end. Who else on your end should be part of this conversation? You're not asking who the decision maker is. No one likes that question. They'll just lie to you. Oh, I'm the decision maker. Then you deliver your proposal and they're going to say, okay, I'll just take this over to my boss. So it's more like, hey, who else on your team should be part of this conversation so we can really make sure we get it right? Cool. I'm free all day Thursday, Friday. You tell me what works and I'll be there. What works for you? That's it. That is a discovery session done well. You want to build rapport. You want to understand their audience, which means you have to understand your audience. Sponsorship is built on audience. Once you build rapport, then you can move into framing the call, then really getting a sense of who their audience is, then what problems they're having, and then what solutions they think might work. You want to summarize and acknowledge or diagnose. offer them a solution, right? First you diagnose, then you prescribe, then get a call on the books to go over the proposal together. You want everyone there who can say yes, or more importantly, anyone there who, if they say no, the deal doesn't move forward, for the follow-up meeting. Then you're going to go over the draft together and come to an agreement on the spot. If your plan for sponsorship is to just send a proposal and hope people give you money, you can save yourself a lot of time and energy and just delete the proposal yourself. The way sponsorship works, this is a business to business sale. So you must use B2B tactics. You have a conversation, then you build a proposal, and then you craft it together. If the prospect is unwilling to do that, it's probably a no. So go through the steps. And if you want a copy of this discovery script, just drop the comment, the word discovery down below, and make sure you hit the thumbs up button. And if you're hanging out on YouTube and watching this, come and join us in the Facebook community. Every week we go live and talk all things sponsorship. All right, everybody. Good luck out there.